Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, my name is Ethan, aka Swandizzle, aka Ethan, and we are gathered here today to complete a tier list. Not a Tears of the Kingdom list, though it is on there, but a tier list ranking the logo designs for all of the mainline Zelda titles. Do the handhelds count as mainline? I don't know. They're all in the timeline somewhere. So again, to clarify, this has nothing to do with the actual game itself, whether you like it, whether you hate it, I don't care. We are strictly looking at the logo design for the game. So by the powers of Lululemon, let us begin. So I'm going to try and do this in as best order as I remember them coming out. I might be off. You can fact check me in the comments. So going in first, it's going to be The Legend of Zelda, the very first game in the series. Now, the logo on the box, I couldn't get a PNG to work with it. It's kind of cool. It's got like the heart and the key and the whatever the hell that thing is. But, you know, just logo-wise itself, it's just okay, you know. From humble beginnings, they got some more work to do. Which brings us to Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. It's the same deal. It's the first title that's got like the big sword across the front, but it's the same thing, now it's just blue. Which now brings us to the third installment, The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. And this is when they finally got that, like, that formula going, you know, that template. We have the big Z and something going through it, and it looks awesome, frankly. Like, it's not the GOAT, but it looks pretty darn good. It's the trendsetter, and for that, but you know, it's just, there's better. There's better out there. I love it, but there's better out there. So for better out there, we're going to give you a B. But now that takes us to Link's Awakening, which, if you didn't know, and I didn't know this until I looked at it again, like I've seen the cover a million times, but never put it together, they're the exact same. Link's Awakening cover is the exact same as Link to the Past, just with obviously the title has changed. So for that, I'm going to give you a D. So coming up next is Ocarina of Time. Whether you love or hate the game, you grew up with it or not, you can't tell me that this isn't the best logo. It's got the big red text, it's gritty, like, I am such a sucker for all the pre-rendered stuff from the 90s. Like, it's gorgeous. Look at the shield and the Master Sword. Chef's kiss. I'm giving that one S. Now, Majora's Mask is really good too. Like, it's gorgeous. And the detail on the mask, again, that pre-rendered business, like, it looks so spooky. You look at that box art and you go, what the hell is that? I gotta play it. And then the purple is kind of a fun little twist too, but I still like the grittiness of the Ocarina of Time one. So, you know what? I'm gonna give you A. Now, I can't remember, but when did Oracle of Ages and Seasons come out? It's on Game Boy Color, right? And that's why they could do the colors. You see what I'm saying? And now, I didn't grow up playing these ones, and maybe I'm sleeping on it. So, guys, let me know in the comments if you recommend it, that I should check this out. I feel like they were going somewhere with this. I think this is like, what, the tree? And then there's got to be some sort of like fruit or berry or something going on with it. I remember there being a tree in the game. Also some like big flying furry cat thing. I think I read it in like Nintendo Power once. So I think it's pretty good, but still it's not that iconic, and like just looking at it from face value, it's hard to even figure out that it's a tree. Then you're like, what is the berry? I don't get it. So in the red and blue fashion, but a little bit nicer than the originals, we're going to give these guys a B. Next up is Wind Waker. Honestly, it's gorgeous. The art style, like, it looks awesome. The boat's popping out. And you got the big red text, and like the Wind Waker has its own funny little text, but it's very easy to read, very clear to understand. You look at it, you're like, okay, there's the waves, there's the boat. I know what's going on, and I'm ready for adventure. Though I was looking at the original cover art versus the HD, and I don't know what happened with the GameCube one, but the head of the boat is like really like dark. I don't know if maybe I just got a bad image or what. Anyway, that doesn't sway my opinion. It's getting an A. Okay, somewhere along the lines, we got a whole bunch of handhelds that came out. Let's look at Four Swords. The green is kind of cool, but I don't know what else you could do with it. It's 4 swords and there's 4 swords. Like, cool. All right. It's a C for me, dog. Same kind of goes for Minish Cap. It's just like the rando sword. I don't know. The Minish sword. The Pickery sword. I can't remember. And I'll be honest, I didn't even realize until I like blew it up full on my screen that on top of the C on the cap, that's the hat. That's the cap. I feel like they could have made it more clear. So I'm going to give it a C for cap. But that's no cap. Next up is Twilight Princess. Again, very clear. You got the juicy, beautiful, big red text. I think that one's got some grit on it. Kind of like Ocarina of Time. You've got the wolf. You got the Midna head. Twilight Princess. Like, I love it. It looks great. Could use a bit more color. But again, we're talking Twilight, darkness, that kind of thing. I'm torn, but I think I'm going to give it an A. If you think I'm hating on all the handheld ones, just wait. So I think next up here is Phantom Hourglass. And now the little screenshot that I got out of this tier list does not do it justice. It is actually very beautiful. The art looks fantastic. It's easy to read. And again, it's that symbolism. You look at the one thing and you got it. It is called the Phantom Hourglass. It's got the big ass hourglass right there. It's very identifiable, clear, looks pretty. I like it. I think we got to give this one an A. Then Spirit Tracks came out and they said, hey, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And again, you know what? I'll be honest, I don't even remember Spirit Tracks. I don't even think I finished it. But that logo do be looking beautiful. So it gets another A for me. Then we got Skyward Sword. Now, I'm quite torn on this one because it does look like really cool, and you know, it's all about origin story. It's got the Hyrule crest, and if you zoom in, like, it's kind of covered in moss, like it's almost alluding to like prequel business, right? It's like, this is old, right? But you know, the whole aspect of Skyward Sword, you're like jumping in through the sky, and I feel like that is kind of lost on this logo. So you know, just from like a Zelda nerd perspective, I look at it and I go, yay, this is pretty cool, I like it. But if you were like an outsider looking in, you'd be like, yeah, okay, but I don't get it. What's so skyward about that? So for that, we're giving this one a B. Next up is Link Between Worlds. And again, they don't miss. They finally figured out the logos on these handheld ones. And you've got like the high rule and the low rule and the color contrast. It's big, bold. I love it. It looks great. That one's getting an A for me. I feel like one of these could also be an S, but there's only one GOAT, baby. So you know how I said the handhelds don't miss? Well then, Triforce Heroes came out and I don't know what they were doing. It looks gross. It's F. Why'd you do that? Now, Breath of the Wild is cool, but it's not that cool. I like how they made it, you know, a little bit more gritty and kind of earthy. Like you see like a little leaf popping out. Like it's really like, boom, vast new territory, go explore. So I like that. And it's got the Master Sword in it because it's like a mainline Zelda. You gotta have the Master Sword in it, right? But it's pretty plain. It's pretty basic. So Breath of the Wild gets a B for Breath of the Wild. Lastly, we are at The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And while the game, like 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, will guaranteed be Game of the Year. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. I have tracked like 80 plus hours into this game and haven't even finished the main story. Like, we're having a good time. But the logo is just kind of meh. I kind of like the color scheme. That's fun with like the, I don't know, sand, tan, what do you call that? With like the green and the Master Sword in there, just like Breath of the Wild. So like, it's pretty cool. You look at it, you're like, yeah, I got it going on. It's Zelda. But now, correct me, like in the background, those are the dragons, right? It's not like Ouroboros, like those are, it's like the dragons. Like when you go to the temples and the shrines or whatever, and you boop. Which is cool and all, but there's just like so many more cool designs or logos that they could have used for this title. So while it's an amazing game, I think the logo's kind of meh, so I'm giving it a C. Well, there you have it, folks. That is my tier list of the logos of the Legend of Zelda video games. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want to burn me at the stake? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, share it with your friends, and then you can all kind of discuss on what's the best logo. Until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!